What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Ro Talk, where today, me being Ro, will be talking about One Piece. And this day, I will be talking about chapter 1015 of One Piece. And guys, let me tell you right now, it was about Sanji, Momonosuke, and Kaido. And I don't like Sanji like that, but this chapter made me feel like I should put Sanji back in that top threshold of One Piece characters. Because that boy came to play. He showed out this chapter. But before we dive into this chapter, I'd like to thank you all for taking out the time out your day to watch this video. It really means a lot, all the support and love that y'all got for me out there in the world. And without further ado, guys, let's get into that chapter. Let's go! This chapter picks off where we left off last chapter when everybody just not hearing the news of Straw Hat Luffy being defeated by Kaido. Everybody knows, we as the reader knows Luffy is not defeated, but everybody else, that's in the story is taking this as a big hit for them, and especially Chopper. Chopper is the one that's crying right now, saying, what is we gonna do about losing Luffy? Because Luffy is a top combatant and maybe a top 10 character in One Piece right now currently. So after losing him in this war, it is pretty devastating for the Straw Hat Alliance. And then we also do see some of the samurais and everybody else that joined the Straw Hat Alliance side, is including the Meeks, are taking them back. Like they're losing morale of this news, but to no avail. Sanji, the man Sanji, he came, like I told you in the beginning of this intro, he came to play. Before we start talking about Sanji, let's talk about Queen a little bit real quick, because Queen was, playing with his food, and he says it in his own self. He said, I was just playing around with you first, like Queen likes to do. He plays around with them just to have a little fun with this, because he know he is a powerhouse. Queen is super strong, and he's playing around with Chopper. And then you could also see Pedro is at the same time Queen is attacking. He's shooting up these candy arrows, and it's making feel like the samurai soldiers or the Straw Hat Alliance have no place to run now on. And you can see how Oda has tried to set the mood change for it, make it seem like there is no hope at that moment. And what's funny too is that Queen is showing these like vicious fangs, and he's a plant dinosaur, which doesn't make no sense because plant dinosaurs eat leaves and everything. But he's telling Chopper that your meat looks tender and like juicy basically, and he wants to bite him and eat him basically. And that doesn't make sense. But to no worries whatsoever, Sanji came up and saved Chopper from getting eaten by using his rotisserie strike. When Sanji used that rotisserie strike, everybody knows I'm a big Zoro guy, and I can't be a Zoro guy and like Sanji at the same time. It's like being a Cubs fan and being a White Sox fan. You can't do that whatsoever. So, but Sanji was really showing me something in chapter 8. Not alone he was going against a commander a second-hand commander of Kaido's, but he's also holding Zoro on his back. So it is kind of funny and all, but Sanji was doing his thing. And then at the midst of hitting Queen and kicking her so many times, sending Queen's neck in a circle, all those arrows that I was telling you that Pedro did was being blocked by Queen's long neck, and it was just an advantage. And then you can still start feel the morale switching back since Sanji showed up. I give Sanji all the credit, because that was really fantastic what he did. And not alone did he stop Queen from attacking Chopper, he also used Queen's neck from deflecting the arrows and hitting Pedro with Queen's neck as well too. So he just came in and did a lot of things off the bat, like as soon as he jumped into the scene. And that's not the only stuff that he did as well. Also did increase Chopper's morale. He said, Chopper, now listen, all the stuff that we've been through with Luffy, do you think Luffy really is going to go out like that? And it hit the nail on the head with all the readers out there in the world that's reading this. Luffy's not going to go out like that. And being a crewmate of Straw Hat Luffy's, everybody should know that as well too. And especially since Sanji, of all the stuff that he put Luffy through on the Whole Cake Island, he knows better now. So it was cool to see that, and then it's a nice, good feel part of this story right here. With the showing of Sanji and Chopper regaining his morale back, we also can see that Marco is loving this, because it kind of probably reminds him of his crewmates with Whitebeard was, a Yonko. And you always have faith in your captain of what you're gonna do. So it was cool to see that it's kind of like Luffy is kind of like Whitebeard. Not as strong right here now, guys. Don't freak out. Don't calm down. But it was just kind of cool to see that, Marco, a commander of a previous Yonko, is giving them the Straw Hats that respect. That's pretty cool. Just when everything was seeming good, the man Kaido popped up at the page. It made everything seem bad. Kaido is becoming a villainous villain, if that makes any sense. A villainous villain. And he just comes in and just kills the morale once again when I was reading it. But before we get to see what Kaido has in store for us, we could see a flashback with Kinemon telling Momonosuke to call me father, because he didn't want everybody to know that the story about Odin, because this is right after the flashback. And it just shows you everything that we had, and it's building up that empathy for Momonosuke and Kinemon, and it really has our hearts going and rooting for them. But then Kaido has to come. Kaido, it was good to see Kaido like this, but Kaido just had to kill it once again. And when I mean kill it, he really killed it, because as Kinemon is down on the ground, Kaido hits Kinemon with this. He says, "Face your death like a warrior. The problem is with defeat, so few can accept it when it arrives." As he stabs through Kinemon's looks like torso or stomach area, and it doesn't look good for Kinemon. I'm curious, it's the running joke for One Piece, Oda never kills off characters, so I don't know about this one, because it just looks very daunting, and I'm hoping for the best for Kinemon, because he still hasn't met his wife again after the time skip. So I'm hoping they can reconnect, and Kinemon has been a crucial, valuable character during this whole since Punk Hazard. So it's been a while. Kinemon's sacrifice did not go in vain, because at the same time Momonosuke was able to get away because Kaido had to deal with Kinemon. And as Momonosuke and Shinobu was running away, Momonosuke grabbed the frog, one of the Marys, to send out a message. And this message has the whole One Piece community talking about a lot of things. And I'm gonna give you my predictions of what I believe is going to happen. But what Momonosuke tells everybody, he gets the frog and he says, "I had to deliver this message to everybody." So the whole message was sent out on all Onishigima for them to hear this message. And that message was none other than Luffy words. And Luffy's message was, "Tell them all that I'm still alive, and I will come back and defeat Kaido." And my favorite thing of my drawings, what Oda did in the chapter, was how everybody was excited again to hear that Luffy was still alive. It showed, even Kid was my favorite, just to how his Kid was even excited to hear Luffy was still alive. It showed just how dynamic how Luffy is as a character, bringing back the morale of the group. Like, everybody was, at the beginning, like I was telling you, everybody was down. But Sanji, Momonosuke, and just hearing the news of Luffy being back brought them all back to 100%. It looked like they wanted to fight on. Just when, once again, if the morale is going back up, here comes Kaido once again. And Kaido has caught up to Momonosuke and Shinobu. And then we see another panel that underwater, we see that Law crewmates are seeing a person fall down, and they see like, is that Luffy? How did Luffy tell the message to Momonosuke when Momonosuke is all the way on top of there? How's he talking on the water? But that's a big question, Oda. We really need to answer this next chapter. Please give us to us next chapter, because many people are thinking that Luffy and Joy Boy is one of the same, or Luffy could be like a weapon that Momonosuke can connect to, just like he did with Zou. So it's so many theories out there in the world. I'm leaning more to Luffy is Joy Boy in some type of way. They have an capability of being able to talk to each other between. I don't know what Momonosuke is, because Momonosuke, how do you talk to Zou, and how does, it's all confusing right now. But this is a joy of One Piece. This is why everybody comes to One Piece, because of this many mysteries and the adventure that's going on. And I cannot wait for next week's chapter, because I'm hoping that we can get some more details about this. When the chapter starts to end, we can see Nami, Otama, and Usopp are running away and trying to make their way to the stage to help out there. And we can see Otama is so happy to hear that Luffy's back. And then Nami looks down at her climate tech weapon, and we can see it has a face and some eyes on it. So guys, what do you think it is? There's Zeus. It's gonna definitely have to be Zeus. Zeus did some type of trickery and put his soul into Nami's climate tech, so that's gonna be epic. I don't know how powerful it would be, because I don't think he has all the power, since Hera was kind of ripping him away from that in Big Mom. So it's gonna be interesting to see how powerful Nami's attack would be. But that was a pretty cool thing too. And then we also see that Law comes in, and he hits everybody with one of probably the best quotes. He said, "I've been around Luffy long enough to understand that even when things don't look good, he still comes out on top." So it shows that Law is like a believer of Luffy, and he's telling Kid this because Kid didn't want to team up. He was like Kachan off of My Hero Academia. He wants to do it all by himself, but he was like, "Hey man," Law's telling him, "Hey man, let's work this together, beat Big Mom together, and then we can move on to the next thing." It was cool to see how Law talked to Kid about Luffy and how much respect he has for Luffy after all what they've been through. And Oda gives us a great cliffhanger at the end of this chapter by having Yamato meet up with his father again. And Yamato yells out to Kaido his name and says, "Kaido!" And then Kaido looked mad like any father would, because you're supposed to call me by my name, like father or dad or something like that. And he was like, "Don't you mean father?" And then she said, "No, I want to break those chains." And then we get to figure out why this chapter is called Chain, because Yamato, he wants to break the chains from Kaido, and he wants his freedom from his father, so he can go out to sea like Odin was and be an adventurer like Odin was. So it shows you what is coming to these future chapters. And boy, can I not wait for next week, because Oda's giving us a chapter next week, guys. Oda is doing a tremendous job. Oda, I appreciate it, man. This is going to be epic. Next week is going to be fire. Can't wait for chapter 1016 of One Piece. Well, guys, this was my review. I'm glad you guys sticked around for this long. Once again, this is Road Talk, where we talk about anime, sports, and many other things. And we dabble we dabble in Twitch, and we play video games once in a while. So you guys do enjoy that content, please don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe down below and leave a like and a comment too. So, tell me what you liked about the video and tell me what you want me to talk about in the future. Without that being said, guys, it was fun once again. Appreciate you once again. Till the next time. Peace.